Hey Dave, we got to put some new hydrants in today.
We do, yeah, yeah.
You know, I hadn't had maybe 2 or 3 calls for hydrants in the whole time we've been working. And this company, Yard Hydrants Made Easy, contacted me. And I said, well, I usually don't do that. Within 1 week, Gary called me and you called me wanting some hydrants. So I called him back and I said, hey, let's try out this Yard Hydrant Made Easy. And you're gonna do that today.
Yeah, yeah, I tell you, they look pretty slick. Looks like the way to go.
Let's get started. This is the first time I've used my backhoe since I've been to visit Kevin at Hydros Plus. I got spoiled pretty quick. HydrosPlus.com, that's where you get the increased flow for your 1025R. It really helps a lot with the backhoe. Now we know where the electrical is, or at least where the active electrical is. It's right under the tractor here, because Dave just ran it, right? You just ran the electrical.
Yeah, so the electrical would be running right over where the feet are right now in the tractor.
There may be an old water line. We may hit an old water line. We don't know, but it's not active.
We don't know, yeah.
If we do hit it, it's not active. You can see the old faucet there.
And I can't tell you, Tim, when the last time that was even used, so it's probably been since the 90s.
Definitely before you got the property.
Yeah, way before I got the property, and probably long before some of your viewers were even born, too. How deep do we need to go on this? About 4 foot?
Well, for freeze reasons, we need to go about 3.5.
3.5, okay.
But the way the Yard Hydrant Made Easy works, because of that backflow preventer, the way that works is you have to be almost down another foot for that. And then we need to be a little deeper yet to put some rock under it.
Right, yep.
So we need to be way down, and I won't be able to reach to do straight down, so I nominate you to do the
that's where I come in at.
Hand digging, that's what I was thinking, yeah. I'm still in topsoil and I'm at least 3.5 foot down.
Yeah.
I think we finally about met the clay line here. Wow, I'm really missing that faster flow. We showed a faster hydraulic pump on a 1025R in a recent episode. We drove all the way to Arkansas to see it. His promise was that you could run the backhoe a lot faster and more smoothly. And he really delivered on that promise. It was amazing. Now, having said that, for a little tractor like this backhoe's doing great. You know, they're gonna be a little slow, but I'm not even 4 foot yet.
Yeah, about 3 feet 9 inches, something like that.
Yeah, I can't see in the hole at all now.
That's about 4.5.
Okay.
Eliza's in there clipping her pigs. Believe it or not, to show them, we go through with a set of clippers and get their hair nice and short.
Oh wow!
that's not something most of the public probably thinks about.
No, I just thought you cleaned them up.
Yeah, well, we do that too. Yeah.
Okay, time for one of us to dig by hand. I just didn't seem to be able to get the backhoe in there any closer.
Whoa! Yeah, be careful there. There's only room in this hole for one of us. We'll put Silas down in the hole after this.
Yeah, you can dig for a little while, Silas.
You can dig.
Earn your keep. He took off. That didn't take long. We're really about at the practical limits of this backhoe. I would have had a lot better results with the 270 backhoe today. I think that's the first time I've legitimately been able to say that the slightly larger backhoe for the 2038R would have been a big improvement over the backhoe that I'm using here. This 260B is just right at the limits, the depth we're trying to go, and trying to do a straight back trench back there. It's just right at the limit. But hey, that's how we use these machines. Okay, Dave, I've got all out of there I can get. We've hit the water table down there.
We have hit the water table.
Just below 5 foot deep here. We hit water at 4.5 foot deep. It's quite fascinating. The water table in this area is always high. I should have shook that back from the edge a little bit. Tell me when we get to a foot of rock, you think?
I would say that's probably in that 8-inch mark.
Okay.
Okay, so from soil surface, we're about 42.
Okay.
So that's
perfect.
That's pretty good.
No 3 functions at once for sure on the backhoe. Without his improvement.
Whine, whine, whine.
Without the, I need that Hydros Plus, Christy.
Yeah, I can see it coming.
Too bad my birthday's already passed. You know, Christy, coupon code TTWT gets you a 5% discount.
Yeah, I don't know what to think we're going to get into there. Yeah, you can see there's a concrete and pipe on that side. Looks like they must have had fence out here. This would be an old.
You reckon that's the electric right there on the surface?
Yeah, go ahead and yank that thing up. Nope, it's.
Now I hope you guys can see that that's no longer used. That's abandoned electrical. We knew that might be an issue. We did not mention it on camera. I suppose I should have, but it is something we discussed off camera.
Now before you go off on call before you dig, please realize that the Public Utility Locator Services will not attempt to find lines that are behind the meter.
Soil's a lot lighter here, lighter colored. I mean, it's still dark, but it's a lot lighter here. Now Dave, what do you have in mind for these hydrants that we're putting in? Why are we doing this?
This barn out here is where we keep our livestock. Most of them are livestock, pigs and sheep that the kids will show in 4-H and at the state fair and different things. And so there's really no water out here to the barn. The only hydrant close to here is right behind us, all about 30 foot. And so really this is just to get water out here. The first one we touch is going to be the water that ties into the barn. So that'll feed the automatic drinkers and the garden hoses to water the sheep and things like that. Now the purpose of this one here is I'm going to set up some pins right here basically as wash racks. And so to just have the water close to where the kids can wash their livestock, be able to turn it off and on easy, that type of thing.
So how are you going to handle your feeders are automatic in the summertime? Are you just going to run them manually in the winter and drain them every day, or?
You know, most of the time during the winter we don't have livestock here, so we'll be able to unplug the water, drain everything, and you know the nice thing about these frost-free hydrants is you can keep water to them, and you're just fine during the winter months.
Yeah, you're fine with the hydrants. That's good. But so you're just not going to use you're just not going to have livestock in the winter. That sounds like the way to go. I like that.
Not at this point. Maybe one of these years.
Okay, so what is your overall goal? So you got this livestock. You said 4-H showing. There's got to be. What's your overall goal?
To raise good kids.
Okay, that works.
You know, there's a whole lot of hobbies out there that kids could get involved in. And a lot of them do a pretty good job of teaching responsibility and that type of thing. There's a whole lot of responsibility that goes into raising livestock. And you know, really, if you think about it, a lot of the public doesn't understand how I can care for, I could love, and I could raise livestock, and then at the end of the day, eat those for food. You know, a whole lot of the world that doesn't quite understand that we've really gotten away from in a lot of ways. The competition's always fun, whether that's winning or in many cases it's losing.
Sure.
You know, because you don't always know when that pig's going to perform or that lamb's going to feel the day of the show, and there's always variables that you can't control. And there's a lot of life lessons in that.
Now, is it financially attractive for the kids?
No, it is for the kids. It's not so much for Dad.
Yeah. I can't imagine any of the activities that kids get involved in are very cheap or inexpensive for Dad. I know it's never the case for us.
No, that's for sure. But like I said, we're growing kids is what we're doing. You know, I'm surprised you've not gotten into any more rock than what you have. When I ran these electrical lines, it was There was probably a base every bit of 2 foot of rock.
Okay, well we'll probably get that when we actually do the trenching across that driveway.
You want me to try to get up the wall there?
If you could get me a little platform that I can dig down. I have trouble. I've got this angling dig that goes in like this, and I'm having trouble getting back into it. And my machine's light enough that I pick up the whole machine. You might have just seen that. So it's hard for me to dig that straight wall back edge there. Even though the backhoe could do it, it's hard for me to make it happen, because if I try to push down and skim that next inch off, it just picks my tractor up. So, you know, maybe this is a skill issue, probably a skill issue, but I haven't figured out how to get that, especially when I get down to a certain depth. What I noticed on the last one was that Dave was able to kind of dig straight down on part of that, and then I had a nice handle that I could grab onto, and I then was able to take, you know, another several inches back on it after he had kind of built a little ledge there for me. I'll try that, yeah.
Tim, notice a difference in the soil type.
It's totally red here.
It is, yeah. You wouldn't think 30 foot would make that big a difference.
Well, you never know. This may be entirely fill.
It very well could be. So right there, Tim, we're about 52.
Okay. Okay.
43.
Okay, so that's perfect. Lot of rock in here. What's going on?
There's a rock stuck right here.
Okay, well, oh, you got it?
Yeah.
I can't believe that's the problem.
Well, it may not be.
I got a rock under there somewhere against the back wall back there. It's part of this one. It's really busted it up.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yep, there we go.
Oh, wow.
Now you get a little bit high right there. I don't know how easy it is to come back, or if we need to just do it by hand.
Is it where I turned?
Yeah.
I can't really do any more.
Yeah, that's about 2.
So is that all we are?
Yeah, right there.
Do you expect it to be like this all the way?
It's probably going to be that way till we get past the lane.
And can I go around it?
You could. I think probably here in a minute I'll have it out. It's not moving too bad. See, it's like, okay, that's not something that was just brought in here, you know?
No.
So it looks like they just buried concrete.
That's what I'm concerned about. I can't go through a whole building.
Yeah.
Driveway rock is one thing, but...
All right, give that a try, Tim. Boy, I do not see anything down there.
Yeah, I do.
Do you?
It's right here. Another big old hunk of concrete.
You may have to use the backhoe. Trenching better over here.
I'm going to move some of this dirt back here a little bit and try trenching the other direction, see how far I can get. And I'll go till I hit some nasty stuff, and then I'll backhoe.
Yep, we just had to give it up. The trencher was not going to get through that mess. This cost us a lot of time too, because I had planned a trench between all of those backhoe dug holes, and it would have been quick.
Is this going better?
This is going fine. I mean, pretty well. I'm sure we'll run into some stuff over there, but there's been something buried right there.
Yeah.
We've got to backhoe that out.
It's a plastic pipe.
Well, I'll pretty much tear it up.
Yeah, that's fine.
So the best thing for you to do is to stand right here and watch as close as you can, and we might actually catch me raking it without breaking it.
And I don't know how far down it is.
This is where we're going to connect to the other end of the water line. It was recently buried, so we got to find it again.
Because it's actually coming off of that right there out to here, so it's not.
It's not from the white. It's,
Right.
Okay.
Now we found this blue piece of pipe you can see there, and we're trying to dig around it a little bit.
What's that?
Gas line.
Probably went to the old house.
The thumb is working great to pull that line out.
That's copper, man.
What's that?
That's copper.
Yeah.
That's money.
Just paid for my whole water project.
Probably
here.
your whole property.
Well, it turns out that that little blue piece of pipe was actually just a scrap. Dave had some work done on his well right after he purchased the property. I'm not sure of all the details, but the part that we care about is that they ran a line out here and left it buried underground for us to connect to today.
Okay, keep digging. I'll take the scrap out without.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I won't hurt you.
There we are.
Yard hydrant made easy consists of these tubes here with the connectors all built in. The purpose is to allow you to replace the hydrant without digging this all up again. And the trick is a pitless adapter that's inside here. And that allows you to pull that hydrant right up out of the inside. There's several different kits available. This is the highest end kit of the group. It's got the backflow preventer, which I think is just a couple of check valves back to back from each other. It also comes with the pipe, everything you need for that. So we've put about a foot of rock below this thing, and then we put it sitting on top of that, and there's about a 12-inch distance vertically before you actually get to the weep hole of the pipe, of the hydrant. The weep hole will be inside this container all the way at the bottom. Not all the way at the bottom, it'll be right in here somewhere. That may even be a little bit higher. But yeah, that's the way it works. No dig it up again. The pitless adapter is right here, and we'll slide the faucet right in it. You can actually see it right there on the end of the faucet. We've done one of these before and had great luck with it as far as putting it in, and so Dave wanted to try it. I don't know, I think it's a good way to go. Obviously you have to dig it out the first time, so it's not saving you any digging the first time, but it does save you on subsequent times when your hydrant quits you, which happens.
It's always a matter of time before a hydrant goes out, and to not have to dig it up is huge.
Yeah, this should be really good. Yardhydrantmadeeasy.com. Use code TTWT, and you get a discount. I can't remember how much discount. It's a huge discount. It'll probably be free, or almost free. Okay.
All right, cool.
Now this part of the project's going a lot quicker than the digging did. Maybe that's just because of good planning. More likely because dinner's on the way. It's Taco Tuesday. It's winter up here, so the trencher's pulling harder. I want to run the trencher as deep as I can, just to try to get this water line as deep as possible. If I could run it another 6 inches deeper, I'd be happier. But that's all we got. This trencher, I think, is basically made for 3 foot deep. So that's what we're going to get. I didn't even ask Dave if this is where he wanted that faucet. So I hope it is.
Kind of plan B here for tonight.
Yeah. So what are you planning?
I'm gonna go ahead and just hook up the hydrant, get it capped off. That way, then tomorrow I'll run by and grab what I need. And all right, Christy, I'm gonna turn on the water, see what we get.
That's awesome. Hey, you have water.
That's what we want to see.
We dug a lot of trench, had some trouble with big rocks and concrete and stuff.
There was all kinds of stuff buried.
So I had to use a backhoe. Actually, you did some backhoe work there. What'd you think of that backhoe?
It was tough getting used to.
Okay.
So I'm not used to all the intricacies.
Have you used a backhoe before?
First time.
First time. One of the things about living in the country, and then added to that is the supply chain issues of 2021. We weren't able to get quite enough tube to make it as far as we wanted tonight, but you just went ahead and put the faucet on or hydrant on above the ground.
Yep.
Obviously, we got to get that thing buried before winter.
Yeah. Well, that's on the agenda for tomorrow, but at least we've got water to the livestock tonight, so that was probably high priority.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. We used lots of equipment, and Dave did lots of handwork. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on
Tractor Time with Tim. Why does he's always part of the endings and not during all the work?
Silas, where have you been during all the work?
Riding my four-wheeler.
Riding your four-wheeler. Was that one of the tasks we had?
I don't think that was on the agenda for the day.
I don't think that was on the task list either. You know what I'm going to do?
You know, we've got a hole right here with mud.
He'd probably like that.
He probably would.